It's time once again for our monthly meetup, going over all the free games we'll be receiving as PlayStation Plus subscribers for the month of December 2018. There's 6 this month, with 3 available on your PS4. Like usual, you can download all these games from the first Tuesday of the month. Let's crack on with the headliners. The first game of the month is none other than Soma, a science fiction survival horror game first released back in 2015. Soma is played in first person, which makes scary encounters all the more frightening. There's a fair few jump scares to survive. Creatures of all shapes and sizes, some infused with science fiction tech, fill the world, and of course the darkness doesn't help your heart rate. When I played it, it reminded me of Bioshock and Dead Space smashed together in an attempt to make you poop your own pants. But unlike both those games, we don't have the ability to fight in Soma. This is all about running for your life, kinda like Outlast. The game starts with our hero having a brain scan and waking up in this world. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Reviewers love this game, awarding it 8s and 9s out of 10, noting the story as a strong aspect. Gonna try it? Go on, I dare ya. You can be honest, who's too scared to try this? On the flip side of that is our next game, OnRush, which only released a few months back. This one is brand spanking new. As you can tell, this racer is an arcade racer. There are a few areas of simulation, but OnRush is solely about having fun at breakneck speeds. Vehicular combat is what keeps the game feeling fresh, with motorbikes ramming cars out of the road thanks to the power-ups they gain. But my favourite element is watching the ragdoll physics kick in after taking down one of those bikers. To be awarded boosts, we can try our hand at stunts, so a risk-reward factor is always present, forcing those behind to try insane tricks to stay close. Don't think you're completely alone on OnRush, as it allows teams of 6 to work together. Other game modes include a racing version of good old Battle Royale. We're undoubtedly receiving this game because it did so poorly in terms of sales, but the reviews all say it's a good arcade racer, definitely worth a download, right? Over on the PS3 is Steredenn, a pixel art scrolling shooter. The soundtrack in particular is damn impressive, but in terms of mechanics, if you played the R-Type series, you know what to expect here. Use power-ups to take down your enemies, and then take down a boss at the end of each section. Rinse, repeat. Nothing to write home about, but if you like that sort of thing, Steredenn is perfect for you. Next we have Steins Gate, yet another visual novel on PS3. I feel like we talk about these quite a lot. This is all about changing the past to create new story arcs. You don't really play Steins Gate, you experience it, as the genre of visual novel suggests. There's a great deal of reading here, but if you pay attention, you'll be rewarded with branching options to drastically mix up things for the characters you love and the ones you hate too. Okay, over to the Vita, the first game which is playable on the PS4, Iconoclasts. This is a superb little action platformer with a gorgeous art style and is another game released this calendar year. Gameplay involves fighting and exploring as you'd expect, but the puzzles really help break up the repetition and can be challenging in later game. The game puts you in the mindset of preparing for boss fights and allows you to practice with a range of melee and other weapons. In terms of story, you're a lovable mechanic named Robin who decides to take on a sinister religious group. Why not, I suppose? Sadly, there's not enough review scores to help us here, so we'll have to move on instead. And finally, Game 6 is a beast. Papers, Please. It's such a damn great game. Does it involve shooting people? No. Does it have the greatest graphics ever? No. This is going to be hard to sell, but Papers, Please puts you in the shoes of an immigrations officer attempting to decide who can enter the country and who is sent away. It's a game that teaches empathy, and I could not recommend it any higher. You must decide if you will take a bribe and maybe use that money to help your family. But what if that person who came in is here for nefarious reasons, and everything is traced back to you? There's so many small heart-racing decisions to make here. If you have a Vita, I beg you to play it. So there we have it, 8 games for December. What do you think? Okay, I know it's a bad month in general, but keep in mind, Sony want us buying games around Christmas time, so we tend to receive lesser games at this time of year. But in terms of 2018 as a whole, this has been great for PS Plus. Please let me know your thoughts. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you next time.